Alright, welcome back to another video by Gamer J. Today we are going to look to earn some coins with a free-to-play Mono Red deck. As you can see, we have two quests that we can progress with Mono Red. These videos are fully for free-to-play experience. The account is brand new at the end of July 2019. We're going to take a quick look at our Mono Red deck. Our short-term goal is to participate in that Ravnica Allegiance draft sometime in the near future. So that's why we're trying to get some of that coin out. So we're going to take a quick look at what we're running. Just with the understanding that we've got some Chandra goodness, and we're looking to strike a balance between elementals, damage spells, and some bombs to try and finish the game out with. Right now, we got some shocks, Scorch Spitter, Chandra's Embercat. This is because I don't have a large collection. Not sure what might be better in some of these spots. I do have some of these, I don't even know what they're called, where we can create cards. Some commons, uncommons, rares, and even one mythic that I can get right now. I just don't know what I want, and it might not be, red's never a bad investment, right? But it might not be where I want to put my focus either. I do like anything with blue and control. I also like black and control. I'm a big fan of black and blue thematically, but I find that they're not necessarily the best combination for pacing in my past experiences in Magic. But that was, a long time ago, so who knows where it's at now. We have one Steamkin that we have at our disposal. So right now, like, all of our low drops are elementals. Right? We got some spells, more elementals. This is not an elemental, but it gets bigger with spells. And some more spells. Not an elemental. It's just a little janky. I just want to try playing with it, frankly. It's probably not the best card to have here. But I want to see it get some kind of play. I think it could be a fun card to have. Long-Gun Brawler, I wish I had more. Might be just a good reason to try and focus on elementals on my next draft. Well, my next draft's going to be Ravnica, right? So I'm not going to get a chance to go after Ravnica after the Long-Gun Brawler, I don't think. So we have the opportunity to put two of the Novice Pyromancer Chandras in here. I dropped one when I was building the deck, just to get me down to 60 in terms of curve usefulness. Maybe it's more useful than a Chandra's Outrage, but some of our stuff, we do have Spectacle for Skewer and for Light Up the Stage. So I want methods of doing direct damage, and of course I think, the Spitfire pumps from non-combat damage, so things that can do direct damage to my opponent are things that I'm liking. So Chandra's Outrage is something that can get some direct damage to my opponent, and that's what I have in there for. Just a little bit of curve topping with one elemental. I had two, and I dropped one, and we'll go and take a look at what I have still available and I didn't put in here. I had two Shivan Dragons, dropped one. I got a Chandra Awakened, so that's kind of my staple as far as I'm concerned to the deck. But I've only got one. I do have two Drakuseths available, but I am just running one here. So real quick, some goblins that did not get run. I did put in, I was about to say an instance that I'm not running. I did put in, what is this? This Sure Strike as, the main reason is I use it as a combat trick. There's only two of them in here. but getting first strike can, turn a combat, which will, just flip who has board advantage. So it's a combat trick that I wanted to be able to try out. We've got an Arcanist here that would probably fit okay given how many spells we're using, but I chose to try and focus more on elementals, and then non-elementals. Honestly, I put this in here not realizing that the weird is not an elemental. Looks like it should be an elemental, but it's not. So I think I'm going to keep it just because of how big it can get. Might be worth trying to take a look at the Dread Horde Arcanist at some point. We see we didn't max out the elementals that we have available to us. The Pack Mastiff seemed like it might be worth doing if I was going to run several copies. Let's see. I had put both Active Treason in earlier before I made some cuts. We do have the option to put more Spitfires in. Direct Current I cut out when I started to make my cuts. So we only have the option for 2 light up the stage and for 3 skewer the critics right now. And I wish I had more Lovikin Brawlers, right? I like the idea of Tectonic Rift, and I like, I do have one Inescapable Blaze. And of course I do have the option to add another Shivan Dragon and another Drakaseth. So we have some options for editing the deck without having to create cards. Some balancing if we need to. I just kept the standard 24 that are auto placed for lands. Not sure how I feel about it. For mono decks, I kind of prefer to run a little bit lighter on lands, but I do have some pretty high costing cards in this deck. I don't have the synergy that I might otherwise prefer to have in a good mono deck, because I just don't have enough to really go for a specific theme.
Okay.
Alright, so we are just going to go in for a ranked game. We are going to change our deck over to that mono red. And start working on completing those quests. If you have any recommendations again on what I can do to improve my mono red deck, then please leave a comment below. And also, of course, any advice on my gameplay in general, particularly mulligans, when to mulligan, what is in English mulligan is what they're called, London mulligan. I'm not familiar with some of the more modern mulligan terms. I know that if I keep all 7. If I mulligan, I go down 1. I can mulligan again and go down 2. Is, if you can go all the way down to 1, is that what's meant by London mulligan? I'm not sure. It's just a mulligan to me. Alright.
Okay, switch to medic.
Got a miner loaded.
Yes.
There we go. Alright, my opening hand, my opponent is choosing whether to keep their 7. That's a good opening hand. Right, light up the stage with a Scorcher, with a Scorch Spitter, pretty good. Skin of Blades is not good to have my opening hand, but got 3 mana ready and a Scorch Spitter and a Shock. I think we're in decent shape. I don't need the Spectacle cost for light up the stage, but I'll use it on turn 2. That was odd. They took the shock damage. Oh, they want to be able to shock. shock land to be able to actually cast shock or some kind of a response.
I'm at 80%.
It's a little weird to me
See how it is?
to take the 2 damage to be able to have a response to a 1-drop. But hey. If the spell's kick, feels...
Oh no.
Alright.
I have...
That looks better than a shock to me.
Yes, I still have.
So that's cool.
Yep.
Alright, so no turn to light up the stage, unless I use shock.
Yeah, I'm close.
I think we're just going to hold for now. And light up the stage is sorcery speed for that, so I will have to choose to do it during my turn if I'm going to choose to do it at all.
I got confused.
And right now I don't feel like I have a big need. Maybe as my hand gets a little thinner. No point in shocking in response.
I'm at 40%. Yes. It is fine, it is fine.
Whenever you draw a card, each of your
So-
opponents stop 2 cards of their library into the graveyard.
I'm dead.
Lovely.
Sample got me.
We are facing mill.
Yes.
Not worried about that.
Any level?
I'm not gonna
We need to get
work on damage here. Well, my erratic Cyclops is out, and I've got a bunch of spells in hand.
Stand this thing.
So I think I continue to hold my spells, not light up the stage, and because I can cast all 3 of these on 1 turn, and I can do it on my turn. I could do them right now, but I might as well wait 2 turns or hold them for at least hold shock, potentially for a response.
Sounds fun. Got it.
When there's 2 mountains, that's actually probably a good thing for me. I will need more as we
dead.
go, but
So,
power is equal to the number
Yeah, the
of
soldier came
instant
up.
and sorcerer
It
cards
just
in your
slapped me in the face.
graveyard.
with the
That's
rocket.
a cool card.
With the rocket.
It's M19, so I won't be trying
No,
to
man.
get any
He
of
slapped me
those.
with it.
I
Out of the
plan
log
to
zone,
go
he slapped
M20
me.
forward. I think that the latest Ravnica is forward of M20, but maybe not. If not, I'm okay with that. I'm going to go after Ravnica as well.
Fantastic.
Alright, it's flying, of course, so my 0-8 isn't going to be able to stop it anyway. They could
I
unsummon
don't know
me.
how I got it though, but yes.
That's really about the only danger that I have for 0-8, I feel.
You got this. Being medicine.
So this is going to be converted mana cost. I wonder if the converted mana cost is the spectacle or the higher cost. Well, there goes my Cavalier. That's not cool.
Yes, you kill. I am constantly. What? Okay. I'm at 15%.
Oh,
Yep,
well,
yep.
he's not an elemental.
At 80%.
I think...
Yep, yep. Yep. Okay. Yep, yep. 90. 95. Oh boy. Use. On call, on call. Fantastic.
Well,
boom.
actually, it's probably a pretty good bait. Nope, not a result.
Shot.
Let's just bumper for now. I do kind of want to do that direct damage, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold on to my shock. And yeah, depending on how bad she gets hit this next turn, my plan is to use her third ability to trigger off my spectacles, contacts, my spectacle options, and maintain my shock. Or I have my shock still in hand. So.
Walking that sniper off above. I'm hit. I'm waiting time backing up.
Okay. 2 of them. So they probably will attack. I chose not to attack.
Use. Yeah.
Interesting. Alright, well, let's get this ball rolling and see what we come up with.
Fiddle star.
So let's see, do I get 1 or do I get 3? I chose specifically Spectacle, so I would think the mechanics would choose 1 for the Erratic Cyclops, but no, you got 3. That is awesome. It resolved. So we're definitely going to grab up D6 for this. We will drop our Ember Cat and we'll hold the shock until after defenders have been decided.
Red zone. I'm following you. Understood? Tell me when.
Because it only adds 1 to his attack, whereas I can use it to just straight drop the second defender.
Yes.
Which is definitely what I'm going to do. That's 6 damage, unless I can't tell if they're paying the kicker on that from... Yeah, I wasn't watching their mana closely enough. They did not pay the kicker. Oh, but they... okay. Alright, well, we're trading off.
Whoa.
I'm not letting that go. I still have an option to play.
I'm at 90%. But it's
6 damage to any one target. 2, so that's 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, potentially, over the course of the next 2 turns. Nope. Back to 10.
Yes. It's fine.
Time to turn up the heat.
You're at 18%.
Alright, well, after our next turn, I might go grab my dogs out the backyard and bring them in and close the door so they don't bark.
I know. I might not.
One bark is probably okay.
Okay.
Enters the battlefield. Exile all cards from their hand face down. Okay. Oh, well, I guess they chose themselves, huh? For whatever it is. Looks like an old card, remade. Then draws that many cards. Goes in the graveyard, returning exile cards to their hands. So they probably have a way to bounce their own amnesia. Sorcery speed. Down to 23 cards left, so I might get milled here for this. This is an instant, so I guess that's useful, and it can't be countered.
I have. Tell me when.
Your opponent puts 3 cards in the library and graveyard. You draw a card. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get milled before I can kill her.
Alright, probably let somebody finish this. Oh boy. Yep. This is just
Yeah, that's not doing any damage for me. I don't need that much mana. I'm top decking.
Yeah.
So I need to be able to do 5 more damage with my Chandra. And now they're drawing for that. It's, yeah. Extra draw, extra, yeah, this is... I have one more turn maybe to...
Oh boy.
I need to do this at the end of their turn.
Oh no, it's fine here.
And hope for a way. I mean, except my best option to have gotten away was way back. Well, do I hit and miss it? I don't think I'm worried about the damage that this can do, so I still think that let's not do it yet. One more turn. Alright, so we've got 8, 6, 11. That's it. That's enough. They can counter, but they're tapped out. They don't know it yet. So I'll get my dog after this match.
Take it easy.
Koji, would you insist?
Master and fire breath.
I found you. Tell me when.
Alright guys, our red deck wins, a really poor man's version
I
of
told
it.
you to tell me when.
Managed to pick up a win for us. You know, we're not playing it to win, honestly. We certainly enjoy the wins, that's what we want. But the big thing, the main reason that we even built the deck is to try and gain these coins here. Picked up some experience coins, that's awesome. We'll probably pick up a couple more.
Oh boy.
We're not getting to 5,000 tonight.
Win.
Guys, you know, I'm going to play the deck a bit more. I think I'm unrecorded. But please leave any comments that you have on the deck itself, ways I might be able to improve with the collection that we've got. or is any other good constructive criticism you have, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Gamer Jay, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.